Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to start a new series on my channel, and that's going to be a shop my stash makeup vanity organization or makeup drawer organization. So basically every month we are going to shop my stash. We're going to go through drugstore and high-end makeup and choose products that we're going to use that month and fill in this beautiful drawers that I got from Sephora, and I will give you more details on this soon. And every month we're gonna do that and cycle through my makeup collection. Now this is a disclaimer, this is not to brag or show everyone how much makeup I own or anything like that. I have my YouTube channel, so I like to purchase makeup. I love makeup. I buy everything myself. I like to go through it and not forget about it. So that's why we're doing these videos. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe down below. It will mean so much to me. Now let's dive right into the video. Now these drawers are $31 Canadian on the Sephora Canada website. I had no clue that they sell this. I just stumbled upon them. They're acrylic, they're heavy, they are very durable, beautiful looking, they fit a lot. So I bought two of this with two drawers, which I'm gonna fill in one with high-end makeup, one with drugstore makeup. And I also got this. You see how the difference is? Like, this contains the same amount of makeup, but it's just one drawer. And in here, I'm gonna be adding my palettes. So let's dive in and start with my high-end makeup first. So here is my drawer where I keep everything organized. I have all of my cream bronzers, my powdered bronzer, cream blushes, powdered blushes. Here I have half with highlighters and half with powders. I have liquid highlighters, and over here I have some face palettes with like bronzer and blushes. Okay, so let's start in this section here. For bronzer, I'm gonna start using this Rare Beauty bronzer, and this is in the shade Power Boost. And I want to add this in my collection as a cream bronzer. This is such a beautiful caramel shade, so I'm going to add this. You know what? I haven't used this one in a while. This is the Huda Beauty Contour Bronzer Cream in the shade Light. I'm going to choose two cream bronzers since I don't have a drugstore cream bronzer. Now for powder bronzer, I will always add this in my collection. This is such a beautiful palette. This adds such nice glow to any blush and to any bronzer. So this is always going to be on my vanity. Now for an actual bronzer, I haven't used this one in a while. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter Bronzer. Such a gorgeous, huge bronzer, very light on the skin, beautiful. And I haven't used, let's try this Patrick Ta bronzer. This is in the shade She's Sculpted. So we're gonna add those. I love bronzers. Now for blushes, I think I'm gonna start using this Tower 28. I have a video on this, and this was not working for me as a bronzer, but it is working very nice as a nice sun-kissed blush. So this is in the shade West Coast. So I'm going to use this as my cream blush. And for another cream blush, let's add two. Let's use the Rare Beauty. This is a beautiful cream blush, and I love the packaging. It's so nice. And this is in Nearly Neutral. And for the powder blush, this is where I have them. I wonder, oh, that's clean. That should go there. I'm going to use maybe this Patrick Ta, very similar to the bronzer. This is in the shade She's So LA. This is a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. Come on, camera, focus. There you go. So it comes with two, which is good, and this is in She's So LA. Now let's move on to highlighters. For highlighters, let's use the Natasha Denona I Need a Glow highlighter. I haven't used this one in a while. And this is a beautiful shade. Look at that. And this is in the shade I Need a New Glow. That looks beautiful. Look how nice. It gives it a nice highlight. And now for a cream highlighter. Let's go with something simple. So I'm going to use this Merit highlighter. I just got this from Merit. This is in the shade Cava. And it is a nice, glowy, a little bit lighter than the Natasha Denona one. And this is more of a natural look. So let's go with that. Okay, so now let's move below to some concealers and foundation. So this is where I have my concealers, my primers, and my foundations. So for primer, I'm gonna get let's see here. Maybe use this one. I haven't used this one in a while. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Brightening Youth Glow Primer. This is the anti-aging color correcting glow booster. So let's get that. And for concealers, I'm gonna go with this too. I'm gonna go with the NARS and the Rare Beauty concealers. This is a beautiful hydrating concealer, and this is a nice medium coverage concealer for me, which I love. This in the shade 170W. This is in the shade Light. Now for foundations, let's go in with a serum skin tint or a serum foundation. Sorry, this is the Liss Serum Foundation, and this is in the shade LN6. And let's choose another foundation. Let me see here. Okay. And now I think I'm going to choose a skin tint. I'm going to choose this Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint, and this is in the shade Light 4. This is a beautiful skin tint. I love this. So I have them all here on the table, all the makeup we chose, and I'm going to fit them in these two drawers. And I'm going to speed up through this. So let's go. Okay, so this is the first two drawers, full face of high-end makeup. I did forget to choose a powder, so I went with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter Powder. Mine is in the shade 1 Fair, so I'm going to add this. And that's complete. So let's move on to the drugstore section. So this is my drugstore drawer, and here, as you can see, I have powdered bronzers, I have cream blushes, I have powdered blushes, highlighters, and over here, some palettes, for like face palettes. And in the back, we have some powders right there. Okay, so let's start choosing out the makeup. Now, like I said, I don't have any cream bronzers except this Burt's Bees, which I don't really like it. But I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to choose the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is such a beautiful packaging, and this is in the shade 200. And this bronzer is so beautiful on the face, and it gives it a nice little bit of a glow. Very nice caramel sun-kissed look, and very soft, very easy to blend. So I'm gonna go with this one. And then I think I'm going to choose this one. Since I don't have a cream bronzer in my drugstore collection, I'm going to go with this Co Beauty. This is in the shade Natural 1018, and add this. Now let's choose a cream blush. So for cream blush, I think I haven't used this in a while. This is again by Co Beauty. This is in the shade Pure 59. This is a beautiful blush. I'm sure you guys have seen me use it on my channel. A little bit goes a long way. You can see how much I chose. And look at this. And this is very long lasting. It's sticky, but sticky just to help it last long on the face. So it's not the type of sticky yuckiness. So I'm gonna choose this. And let's choose the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. It doesn't have a name of the shade, but it's this apricot one, which is stunning. I love using this blush. Now let's choose a blush, powder blush. So I think I'm gonna use the Butter Blush by Physician Formula, and this is in the shade Beachy Peach. I'm gonna add this. And let's add another one since we are adding two. Maybe I'll add this e.l.f. one. I haven't used this one in a while, and this doesn't have a shade. Always cheeky. It's like almost rubbing off. So I'm gonna add this as well. For highlighters, I think I'm gonna go with this Revlon Skin Lights highlighter, and this is in the shade 201. This is a beautiful highlighter. I love look at that nice glow right there. That's a beautiful highlighter. So I'm gonna go with that. And the only cream highlighter that I have is this by Co Beauty, and this is in the shade Champion 32. This is a beautiful highlighter. This lasts you forever. A little bit goes a long way. Okay, so now let's move on to the bottom drawer that has concealers, primers. Oh, I forgot a powder. For powder, this is the CoverGirl Instant Wrinkle Blurring Pressed Powder, and mine is in the shade 100 Translucent. So let's add that, and now let's move on to concealer and foundations. As you can see, I have my primers right there. My putty primers, my liquid primers. So I have foundations here, here, and here, concealers, and some glowy primers. Now let's go in and choose a putty primer. I'm gonna choose this e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer, and this is a beautiful primer. I love this. As you can see, I've been using it a lot, but not lately. And then for a regular primer, let's choose, I'm gonna choose this L'Oreal Age Perfect Blurring Face Primer, and this is in the shade 00 Rosy. This is a beautiful primer. Okay, moving on to concealers. For concealers, I think I'm gonna choose this, again, L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. Oh, this is in the shade 200 Ivory. And another concealer. And now the second concealer I'm gonna use is the Co Beauty Concealer. And this is in the shade Ivory C2. For foundations, I haven't used, let's see, this NYX Born to Glow foundation, and this is in the shade Light Ivory. This is a beautiful glowy foundation. And I'm gonna also go, what haven't I used in a while? A skin tint. The only skin tint I have is this L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum in the shade 23 Light. I love this one so much. Okay, and I wonder, let's add a glowy primer as well. So I think I haven't used this one in a while. This is the Milani Soft Focus Glow Complexion Enhancer. So this is very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter. So I'm gonna add this to my glowy part. And now let's go ahead and choose a setting spray. So I think for setting spray, I'm gonna go with the Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Spray by e.l.f. I love this one. Okay, so here we have the two drawers where we're gonna add the full face of drugstore makeup. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna speed you up through here. And here is the final setup of the drugstore version of a full face. And now let's go ahead and move on to the drawer for palettes. So here is my drawer where I will fit my palettes, and I will show you what I'm going to put inside it. So I'm going to start with a Pat McGrath Mothership palette. This is the Midnight Sun palette. This is number 6. I'm going to show you what I'm going to add, and then I'm going to put them in there. So let's see if we can fit them all. This is another Mothership palette. This is number 5. Now I'm going to add the Sigma Cinderella palette. This is a beautiful palette as well. I'm going to add my Natasha Denona Face Glam palette. I'm going to add the Natasha Denona Love palette. So you can see how many palettes we will fit in there. This is the Natasha Denona Glam palette. I love this. And one of my most time favorites is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. And now let's go into the mini ones. This is the Mini Nude palette. This is so pretty. I love this palette so much. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Star palette. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Gold palette. And I have 2 Natasha Denona palettes here that were BoxyCharm exclusive. And this is the Ayana palette, and this is the Peak palette. I also have a Charlotte Tilbury quad. I love this quad, very cool toned. This is the Rock Chic palette. I have the Makeup by Mario quad. This is such a beautiful palette. This is the Rosy Glam quad palette. I have one of my favorites. This is Tom Ford. This is so pretty. And the name of this palette is the 04 Suspicion palette. Last but not least is my Dior palette that I just got. And this is the Dior Backstage Eye Palette Bronze Neutrals. So I'm gonna fast forward and show you how I'm gonna fit everything in here. And here is the final look of the palette drawer. So now I'm going to add this to my vanity, and I'm going to show you the final setup, how I'm going to be using my everyday makeup drawer, drugstore, and high-end. Okay, so here is the final setup. You guys can see I have my palettes right here. This is the 2 drawer with the drugstore makeup. These are the 2 drawers with the high-end makeup. And now we're gonna go through this each month, and we're gonna switch the makeup from here with, put this back and choose different makeup. That way we can cycle through all the makeup I have. So that's the final look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and Shop My Stash makeup organization video. And if you did, please don't forget to subscribe. It would help out my channel so much. I wish you all a wonderful day, and always remember to be yourself. I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.